sunshine. Good day, sunshine.
And good morning, sunshine. It's time for our host, Kim Huston.
Good morning, sunshine. How are you doing, Rolf?
I'm doing okay. It's
sunshine. I'm telling you, the days we have this show seems to work with the title of it.
I wish you'd have been able to come in last week, like so many other people.
Oh my gosh, I know. What a disaster literally happened. And, I know some people that were affected and said they have never been flood affected in their entire life of living where they lived. It was just, it was just so sad to see everything that's happened. And I think, the community is really coming together as far as donations and things like that. So, you know what kind of wonderful community and county we live in when people are really pitching in to help those who are in need right now and to clean up and just, everyday items that they're going to need for a long, long time.
You see the bad things that happen, but you see the good people.
The good people that come out of it. Exactly. Well, we had so much fun at our last Good Morning Sunshine. I had Mary Carey on here, and we talked a little bit about holistic things, and and then we touched on some fitness things that are going on in town and things like that. I had a half a dozen emails since then about. We want to know about what's there to do in Bardstown, Nelson County. We always touch on it a little bit because we always have guests and we have talk. I'm like, let's just, designate this entire half hour to all the things there are to do in Bardstown, Nelson County for all ages. And we touched on last time too, no more bowling alley, no more skating rink, no more movie theater, all these types of things and what we're doing to supplement those. But what is really out there for people to do here that maybe you just don't know about. I rode my bike here today. I got my helmet down here. I'm like, okay, if we're going to do a fitness and health and activity and rec department kind of day, I'm just going to ride my bike here today. That's the hat that I have on right now.
Your show is brought to you by a couple of great entities, and they include Conway Heaton. And we'll hear from them and from C&T Travels right now.
Good morning, sunshine. Thank you for being with us again. I'm Kim Huston, your host today, and I'm so happy to have the guests that I have today. And we're going to be talking a lot today. We're going to have to break from commercial, but there's so much to talk about. Stephen Portman, welcome.
Thank you so much, Kim. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Sunshine, it's a wonderful day. So,
yes.
So I'm just so glad you're here because you and I have talked over the times. Daniel Jeffries, the director, his job, but Stephen is the assistant director of the Bardstown Recreation Department, Sports and Recreation Department, and he and I have gotten to be pretty close over the last few months with the new indoor recreation and aquatic center that we're going to be building. We were able to do the announcement together, and that's all still coming along very, very well. We'll talk about that shortly, too. But, Stephen and I have talked in the past, and Daniel have talked about the fact there's so much going on here that you can do right here at home. You don't have to pack your kids up in a car. If it's sports, if it's activities, if it's Easter Bunny, whatever, there's so many things going on right here, Stephen. So
Absolutely.
I wanted to hear from literally the horse's mouth on all the things that are going on for people now coming up this summer and what we all can look forward to. Because when the weather is like this, we all start getting ready. We get cabin fever and we're ready to go out. So tell us, let's talk a little bit about what's going on at the Recreation Department and what you guys got going on.
Absolutely. Well, first off, thank you guys for having us in on behalf of the Bardstown Parks and Recreation Department. Our main goal is to keep people in Bardstown and, have things for kids and adults to do. So, as you may know, we just spoke, there's lots of things going on, and with this sunshine going on today, I figured it would be good for me to go ahead and talk about our Bardstown City Pool a little bit this morning. So, we are going to be open this year. We're opening on May 24th, so we'll be open Tuesdays through Sundays, 12:30 to 5. And then we'll have an evening swim option from 5:45 to 7:45 on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So if you want to bring the kids out or you just want to get out and enjoy the sunshine, you know where to find us. We're at 300 West Broadway. Just come on and Also, we have many things going on at the pool. So we've got a swim team for the kids. So from 5 to 18-year-olds, we've got a Bardstown Barracuda swim team that we partner with the Louisville Swim Association. So their swim meets usually on Monday nights, but they'll practice throughout the week, and that basically goes from June and into July as well. Probably the most important thing that we offer at the pool is our swimming lessons. So that's very important to us and should be to everyone, who has children or even adults. It's one of the most important things to do is to know how to swim.
It is,
especially even like with last week with the waters and stuff. We just really stress this program a lot, and we take pride in it. And our lifeguards are trained very well on this subject. So if you're interested in some swimming lessons, we offer 4 different sessions. They're 2-week sessions. Just give us a call or stop by and see us at the recreation department to get signed up. Moving forward from that, onto some fitness, as we was talking about, we do offer water aerobics, and that's for any ages. They're on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and they will start on June 3rd and run to August 7th. And then we also have Aqua Boogie this year, which is kind of like a...
I love the name.
It's kind of like a water Zumba.
Yeah.
So we kind of try to we'll do like a country day, then we'll do like a pop day, and maybe a classic rock day. We try to switch it up, and you're kind of dancing in the water as you're moving.
Yeah.
And that's on Wednesdays. So plenty of stuff to do here at the Bardstown City Pool. You can also pick up pool passes if you're interested. They're $50 for individual. They're $175 for a group of up to 5.
So where do you get those? You can get those at the pool when you come to the pool, or you have to get them at the rec department?
You get those at the rec department.
Okay, explain where you all are located.
Okay, so the rec department is located, it's 330 Xavier Drive. So we're kind of in between City Hall and Spalding Hall, so to speak. So you'll go to that stop sign and you'll just go straight through that, and you'll see us there at the rec center gym. So that would be where you would just walk in, down the steps, and to your left is an office, and we'll take care of getting you signed up for any of those activities I just mentioned.
Perfect.
Yes.
Okay, what else?
What else?
I know there's a lot.
So let's move past the pool just a little bit.
Can we step back to the pool just for a second?
Yes.
Now, we will be doing a groundbreaking for the new Bardstown Aquatic and Sports Center this month. It's going to happen in April.
Absolutely.
And so, yes, you heard it here first. And you're going to find there's going to be fencing up, and there's going to be demolition up, but the pool will remain open.
Correct.
You may just have to find some little more places to park, but there's plenty of places on the sides up there and everything. But just note that the pool is going to be open. The parking may be a little more challenging than it has been in the past, but nonetheless, they've dedicated to doing that.
Yes.
So just wanted to make sure people knew that, because I know, we talked about that so many times. The pool's going to be open, it's going to be closed. But you'll see demolition going on up there. Don't let that frighten you. The pool's going to be open.
Yep, we'll still be open. Like she said, there's still plenty of parking, and we'll definitely accommodate you guys as much as we can.
Right.
For whatever we need to do.
Good.
So yes, so moving forward off of the pool, let's talk about some current events that we've got coming up, and even events that are ongoing right now. So there's plenty of stuff to do, as we said. So let's start with our Easter egg hunt. So we're going to do that on April 19th. So it's the day before Easter, the Saturday before Easter, at 10 a.m. at the Bardstown Community Park. And
tell everybody where that is.
Yeah, that's at 219 219 East Halstead.
So that's kind of behind where the old Hardee's was. You turn right there, and there's a sign there, and you just follow that back to the park.
Yes.
For us old people, it was called JC Park.
Yes.
For those of you who are over 60 years old, that's what we called it, the JC Park.
We still have plenty of people call it JC Park. So JC, BC, Bardstown Community, whatever you do call it, that's where the Easter egg hunt will be. And there'll be 2 different hunt groups, just to kind of make it fair for the little ones. So we have a 4 and under hunt area, and then a 5 to 12 hunt area. So there'll be over 6,000 eggs. stuffed with goodies, and around 200 of those eggs are what we call prize eggs. So there's some little gifts inside. So the Easter Bunny will be present and will be busy dropping those eggs on that day. So make sure at 10 a.m. you stop by the Bardstown Community Park the Saturday before Easter for
Fun.
that.
That looks like fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
That
Free event?
It's definitely a free event. All of our events are free that I'm about to mention. So that's another good thing.
Good. Absolutely.
So moving forward from that is we've got our Bio Blitz and Seed Bombing event at our nature trails, basically, on April 21st. So you might ask, what is a Bio Blitz? What is seed bombing? So Bio Blitz is basically where you can learn about different species of plants and even animals and the variety that we have here in Bardstown. So you'd be surprised at what there is to offer out in our nature trails. So you don't have to, travel far and wide to go other places. We have plenty of stuff here. So basically we'll take you on a hike and explain different species of plants, and you'll learn about all kinds of stuff.
And hopefully the first thing you learn is what is poison ivy, and
Yes, yeah.
here we don't have poison oak in Kentucky. I don't know.
I've heard that too. I'm not super familiar on that ourselves. Clinton Joplin at our recreation department, he's real big into all the plant.
Yeah.
He's the guy to talk to about all that.
First thing you want to know is poison ivy, stay away from it.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. So
Leaves of 3, let it be.
Leaves of 3, let it be.
Yeah.
Leaves of 5, let it thrive, or something is what I've heard.
Yeah.
So, and then our seed bombing is where we basically get the kids together, and we've got seeds that we've got, and then we've got dirt. So basically you get the dirt just a little bit wet, and you put the seeds in there, and you make like a little ball with your hands, and you place it along the trail. And later, a couple months later, however long it takes, you come back to that spot and you get to see the flowers, the native species.
Oh, that's
growing,
fantastic.
kinda.
I love
So,
that.
Yeah, it's a very good, idea. This is actually our first year doing that, so we're excited. And like I said, that's on April 21st, which is the day before Earth Day. So be looking out for that. And then actually, that's also going to be at the Bardstown Community Park.
Right, that's where the trailhead is for
Yep.
that. There's 2, and there's one on the old Bloomfield Pike
Yep.
there, but this one actually starts there at the community
This
park
will start
itself.
at the community park itself, yes. And then, which leads me to my next thing. So we have so many nature trails here in Bardstown that a lot of people still don't realize. So we've got a bunch there at the Bardstown Community Park, and then we've also got a new trail that we partnered with Naturally Bardstown on last year, which is behind the OKH Country Club, and it's called the Tannery Hill Trail. So at any time, it's a nice day, you want to get the kids, the dogs, yourself out of the house, just remember that we have plenty of nature trails that you can walk here in Bardstown.
Right.
So that is always open.
And again, all free to families.
All free.
All
Did
ages.
we survive? Did we have any issues with that with all the rain we had last year?
A little bit of flooding here and there because there is that creek that goes through them.
Yeah.
But with this kind of weather we're having today and the wind blowing, I think
You'll drive back
by
up.
this weekend it should be ready to be
Good.
walked on. So, and I did briefly mention Naturally Bardstown, and I don't know if everybody around just knows what Naturally Bardstown is just yet, because they're a new kind of up-and-coming non-for-profit organization here in Bardstown. But they do promote natural areas in and around Bardstown through the preservation, education, and trail creation. So their job is to basically help us out as a rec department and give us some feet on the ground on our trails to keep them maintained and teach youngsters about trail maintenance and everything.
Okay.
So it's a very good program. Elliot Mattingly is the I guess president or
and kind of spearheaded a lot of that. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And he's done wonderful.
He has done a great job.
And we appreciate everything definitely that he's done. So always remember about those nature trails because they are always there. So moving forward from that, on May 17th we've got our Kids to Parks Day. So that's just a national day of outdoor play, basically. So we'll have some pamphlets that the kids can come pick up at the Bardstown Community Park, and then they go out and see different like trees, and basically fill out the pamphlet. It'll have, objectives for them to do, basically.
A scavenger hunt.
Yeah, kind of. Which leads me to my next thing. So we actually have a scavenger hunt going on right now.
Okay.
So we usually do a spring, summer, and fall scavenger hunt / geocache.
Geocache, yeah.
So we just find different areas around Bardstown to hide geocaches and or little puzzles, so to speak. And basically you do a scavenger hunt. So you'll come up and pick the pamphlet up at the rec department or online, and then just take your kids out. It's a perfect thing to do for like spring break, summer break, fall breaks. And then there's puzzles at the end, and then you actually win a prize if you can complete the scavenger hunt.
Do you need a GPS for that?
So yes, you do. So we'll have coordinates to help you get in the right direction, but then once you're there, you gotta have to follow the clues
to get
you
there. Yeah.
to the cache, so they say.
I used to have one when I was working at the old courthouse. There was one underneath the gutter right outside my window. And
really?
the people, I would just see them walking around with these things and looking, and they could be looking in my window and like, can you help me? I'm like, no, you've got to find it on your own.
Right.
But it's, it was a big thing. Geocaching
It's a nationwide
fun.
thing, and we're glad to get that started up here in Bardstown.
Good.
So it's a fun little day event you can do, with the kids, and it teaches them, to be patient and take their time and figure things out, I guess, so to speak. Kite flying rally. So we've got our annual kite flying rally on May 10th. So we basically, and that's at the Bardstown Recreation Center. So we'll actually give everybody a kite, teach them how to construct the kite, and then they can decorate it as they wish, color on it however they want to decorate it, and then we actually pray for a windy day, and we'll teach them how to fly the kite. So last year it went really well. We had a super windy day, and all the kites were up in the air. Kids were happy.
Oh, fun.
It was just a great event. And like we spoke earlier, all these events are free. So you can stay here in Bardstown and have these events. Yes.
You're right. Yeah, you do save a lot of money. We're going to take a break.
Yes.
And then when we come back, we're going to finish your list because there's still a lot more to go. But until then, we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back with Good Morning Sunshine.
Hi, Bill Conway here, and we're honored to have Conway Heaton voted the best new and used car dealership in Nelson County. We also recently were honored by Ford Motor Company with their Hometown Hero Award. In Conway Heaton's over 100 years, we've always been big enough to serve you, small enough to know you. Conway Heaton Ford on North 3rd Street in Bardstown.
Don't forget, our show is also brought to you by our friends at C&T Excursions. They present the ultimate mystery adventure. So where are they going? Well, that's the mystery. They also have some gospel and faith-based trips and special events like the Grand Ole Opry's 100th celebration. You can find out much more about C&T Excursions by going online, spell out the word and, excursions.com, or call Roger at 502-457-1072, C&T Excursions. They'll get you there and get you back home.
Well, good morning, Sunshine, and we're back to wrap up another fun morning of information. And Stephen, I know we could probably talk for another hour. And
Absolutely.
Already, here's for somebody that thinks they know what's going on and all the activities, you all have got some cool, neat, family-oriented things going on. And we've touched on a few, but I know you've got some more to talk about it before we end up.
Yeah, I do have a few more. So at our Bardstown Community Park, we do host free concerts every Friday night.
Those are
at
fun.
7 p.m. And that's between Memorial Day and Labor Day. So every Friday at the park, those are free events to also bring the family, and the kids can play on the playground while the adults or whatever listen to the concerts. And if they are rained out, we usually do the rain-out location is the farmer's market. So
Have you announced your lineup yet?
we haven't announced the lineup
Okay.
just yet, but we should be getting that here shortly.
Okay, good.
Probably within the next week or two. And then, so moving forward from that, we also host Kayaking 101 at our pool.
What?
So on June 7th and July 12th, we have two different sessions. So basically, we supply the kayaks and the paddles and life jackets and all that. We basically run through everything you need to know if you'd like to get into kayaking. So between the safety maneuvers, how to paddle,
How about how to roll over and get back up?
Yeah, right.
You know, that's
yeah.
been an issue with
So
me.
that's been a great thing that we
Yeah.
offer, and we actually do that at the city pool. So
Fun.
you're in the water.
You're in the water, so you're
Yeah.
not in Simpson Lake trying
no,
to
no,
learn
no.
how to
it's,
do it.
it's
Yeah.
clear water. It's clean water. So
Yeah, which is where I learned, by the way, which wasn't pretty. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And then as far as the events, the last one I'm going to touch on, just because we don't have a whole lot of time, is our summer week of fun. So we don't have the exact week pinpointed just yet, but we're going to have a summer week of fun at the recreation department. So we'll do crafts one day. We might go on hikes one day. We've got some water slides for the kids one day. We'll do sports challenges a different day. Might even teach them some pickleball one day. So this is also a free event that we're going to offer. So definitely stay tuned to our Facebook page, which is Bardstown Parks and Recreation Department. Or you could stop by and see us at 330 Xavier Drive for any of this information, or to get signed up for any of our leagues or any of that.
Your Facebook page is so good because it's very current. It tells you what's going on. It has a list of all the activities. But, I mean, if anyone says there's nothing to do in Bardstown, Nelson County with their families, now I think we've answered that question today. There's a lot of fun things. And you may be having a fun day, but you've got a fun summer there.
Absolutely.
That's a fun summer worth of activities for
Absolutely.
the family.
That's our goal, is to, offer things here in the community and keep the people here in Bardstown, and so they can enjoy their summer.
Well, you and the guys here at the rec department have done a great job. I mean, just handling all those pickleballers in itself, I think, would be a handful.
Yeah, I didn't even touch that.
Yeah.
We don't have time for that.
Well, that's a host show. You know what? We may come back with a host show in
There we
itself
go.
on the pickleball leagues here and the pickleball mentality. That is a fun group of people. And they're going to be excited because we're building more.
Absolutely.
We're building more outdoor pickleball courts, and then of course the new recreation center is going to include pickleball courts as well too. So wow, what a fun job!
Yeah,
you mean do we pay you to do this every day? Wow, you've got a fantastic
It is a great job, and we have great staff, and want to thank everybody in the city of Bardstown altogether, and you guys as well for everything that is offered.
Well, it sounds to me like it's the Bardstown Parks and Rec that doesn't have borders. I mean, you're out doing scavenger hunts.
Yeah, without borders.
Try to keep it interesting.
And the trails I guess are all on Bardstown.
Yeah, they are in the city, but
Property.
yeah.
Yep.
But that's it. And you know what? And it's a whole nother show to touch on what's going on in Bloomfield, in New Haven, in Boston, and all those places have their own recreation department through the county. There's just so much going on here.
Absolutely.
But I do appreciate you sharing with us all this information. Again, Facebook page is their best place to get this. Stephen Portman, thank you.
Thank you guys, and have a wonderful day.
Okay, you too. Thank you, Roth. It's
thank
been
you.
It's been another fun day of learning. If you don't learn it, come away, don't learn anything, then I'm not doing my job here. And hopefully put a smile on people's faces today for Good Morning Sunshine.
Yeah, well, indeed, they think you're bringing in the beautiful weather, so...
Oh, that's it. Yeah. That's because I'm riding my bike. It had to be. Yeah. Thanks, Roth.
That's the show. We'll do it again in a little bit. But by the way, if you missed the show, well, if you're hearing this, you didn't miss the show, but it is going to be available to replay online on, just go to our Facebook pages and you'll see the places, the links to get you there.